God bless and let's race.
Hello, and welcome to round 2, the round of 16 at the TFT Raceway. Who is going to join the race field champions? We have the current podium sitter, Jason Heffield. Then we have Clayton Carter. We have Josh Miller. We have David Jewell. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. We have David Jewell, Diamond Dave. Then we have Derek Workman. Then we have Ted Kahn. And rounding out the field, we have John Hansen. So let's see here, folks. That's just the round of 16 going. Let's draw the first names here. First out of the bucket, it's going to be Matthew Harding versus High Octane Cheyenne Wheeler. So up next we have High Octane in that classic SS Nomad versus Matthew Harding in that Dodge Challenger drift car. Let them race. We have High Octane in lane 2. We have Matthew Harding in lane 1. Let them race. And they're down. It's a close one. High Octane rolls it over and Matthew comes through for the win. High Octane moves over to lane 1, down by 1. Matthew over to lane 2, up by 1. And they're down. It's close. Matthew pulls in front. He comes around turn 2, spins around, and looks at High Octane for the win. So Matthew moves on. Next racers at the TFT are Josh Miller versus Scotty Speed. So we have Josh Miller in that Volkswagen Keffler Racer and Scotty Speed in that 68 Coupa Camaro. Let's race them. We have Josh Miller in lane 1, Scotty Speed in lane 2, and they're down. Scotty takes a great lead, comes around that turn 2 and takes that first win. We have Scotty Speed in lane 1, up by 1. We have Josh Miller in lane 2, down by 1. And they're down. And Scotty takes that lead again. Josh a little bit closer, but not close enough. Scotty Speed moves on to the next round. Next up, we have Milton versus Jalen Pride. We have Milton Jr. in that 1971 Ford Ranchero versus Jalen Pride in that 18 Coupa Camaro SS. Let's race them. We have Milton in lane 1. We have Jalen in lane 2. Let's race. And they're down. Jalen jumps ahead of him, comes around that turn 2, and Jalen holds it together for that first win. And we have Jalen in lane 1, up by 1. We have Milton in lane 2, down by 1. Let them race. And they're down. It was close, but Jalen jumped ahead. And Jalen flips over again. They both flip over. But Jalen moves on. Alright, up next at the TFT Raceway, round 16. We have Amanda Jewell versus Stefan Van Hoover, the Flying German. We have Amanda Jewell in that BMW 2002 versus the Flying German in that 73 Pontiac Firebird. Let's race them. We have Amanda in that lane 1. We have the German in lane 2. Let's race. They're down. Amanda jumps ahead, but she flips over after turn 1, and the German skates to an easy win. Somebody check on Amanda. All right, with the little help with the wrecking crew, Amanda's back up on lane 2, down by 1. We have the Flying German in lane 1, up by 1. And they're down. Amanda takes off, and can she keep it together? She comes around and takes us to a sudden death. And here comes the Flying German. But that takes us to an Autobot sudden death. Here we are, a sudden death at the TFT Raceway. We have Amanda in lane 1. We have Stefan the Flying German in lane 2. Let's race them. They're down. Amanda takes that lead. Can she hold it together? She comes around turn 2, and she does. And here comes German, but it's a little too late. So Amanda moves on. All right, our next 2 racers here at the TFT Raceway are John Tran versus Eric Slamman from Slamman Customs. We have John Tran in that 70 Ford Escort RS 1600 versus Eric Slam from Slamman Customs in that custom auto. Let them race. We have John in lane 1. We have Eric in lane 2. Let's race. They're down. Eric jumps ahead and comes around, and Eric comes around for that win. Here comes John, but it's a little too late. Here we are. We have Eric in lane 1, up by 1. We have John in lane 2, down by 1. Let them race. It's neck and neck, but Eric pulls in front, but Eric flips over, and John comes around to take a win and take us to an Autobot sudden death. Here we are, it's sudden death time at the TFT Raceway. We have John Tran in lane 1 and Eric Slandman in lane 2. Let them race. And they're down. Eric gets that lead, and he comes around. Can Eric hold on? Yes, he does. And Eric takes that victory race and then win. Up next, racing at the TFT Raceway is... we have John Hansen versus Crazy Coach. So again, folks, we have John Hansen from Silverback Racing in that Cadillac. And then we have Crazy Coach also from Silverback Racing in that custom 71 El Camino. Let's race them. We have Jimmy John Hansen in lane 1. We have Crazy Coach in lane 2. Let's race. They're down. It's close. John jumps in front, and John takes that first win. Crazy Coach spins around before he comes in a little too late. All right, folks. We have Crazy Coach in lane 1, down by 1. We have John Hansen in lane 2, up by 1. And they're down. And John comes a little ahead and spins around and takes the win. And here comes Crazy Coach just cruising along. And Jimmy John wins. Next racers here at the TFT Raceway are Josh the Cupcake Poffler versus Sean Ford. We have the Cupcake driving that 90 Acura NXC, and we have Sean Ford driving that Suts Blackhawks. Let them race. We have Cupcake in lane 1. We have Sean Ford in lane 2. Let's race them. And they're down. Sean jumps ahead. He comes around turn 2, spins around to take a look at Cupcake, and Cupcake finishes, but Sean Ford takes that race 1. All right, folks. We have Sean Ford in lane 1 up by 1. We have Cupcake in lane 2 down by 1. Let them race. They're down. Sean jumps ahead of them, comes around turn 2, and Sean takes that victory. Here comes Cupcake, but Sean Ford wins that race and moves on. All right, folks. Last 2 races of the round of 16. And let's see who gets that lane 1. It is Stephen Nicely. And of course, he's going against Warwick Rule. We have Stephen Nicely in that 68 Dodge Dart. We have Warwick Rule in that 64 Chevy Nova wagon. Let's race them. We have Stephen Nicely in that lane 1. We have Warwick Rule in lane 2. Let's race them here at the TFT Raceway. They're down. Neck and neck. Stephen jumps in front, and Stephen holds on for the win. Stephen Nicely moves over to lane 2, up by 1. Warwick Rule in lane 1, down by 1. Let's race them. They're down. It's close. Warwick Rule pulls in front, and Warwick Rule takes us to a sudden death. It's all tied up for an Autobot sudden death. Here we are. Last race of the round of 16. Sudden death here at the TFT Raceway. We have Stephen Nicely in that lane 1. We have Warwick Rule in lane 2. Let's race them. They're down. It's close. Warwick. Oh, it's a double DNF. Sudden death time here at the TFT Raceway. Let's race them. They're down. It's close. Stephen flips it over, and Warwick flips it over for another double DNF. All right, let's get them down. Let's race them. They're down. It's close. Warwick Rule flies in front, and Stephen leaves it in turn 2, and Warwick Rule wins that sudden death race in the last match for the round of 16. Thank you, and see you next time.